Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this morning talk. Sorry I barely had a video drop yesterday. I cut that video 2 days ago. I've been having a lot of issues with videos uploading. I don't know if my videos are getting extra scrutiny, if systems are getting tied up. I don't know what's going on with that. But it's kind of gotten me out of the loop of at least getting 4 videos dropped a week. So anyways, we'll just keep on pushing on. I am going to be starting to produce shorts that I'm going to be releasing on Facebook, YouTube, and I know, don't hate on me, but folks, I gotta try to reach the young people too. I'm gonna start dipping my toe in TikTok. So to do that, I've got to start producing some shorts, and what I'm gonna be doing with that, it's gonna be a different format than these kind of talks. It's gonna be more structured, short videos where I'm gonna be using visuals and teachings. So it'll be a little different, but it's going to add another dimension to my work and teaching, and hopefully helping awaken people. And this way I can drop those shorts on multiple platforms, including TikTok, to try to reach some of the young people. And get mad at me if you want about that, but look, folks, my son, he's 16, and he told me, he said, "Dad, you're reaching the middle-aged, maybe not, maybe 30, not middle-aged, I'm sorry, but like 30-year-olds up, to baby boomer age on Facebook and YouTube." He said all the young people now are on TikTok. He said if you want to reach the young people, that's where you got to go. And I've been very loath to get involved in TikTok, folks. But hey, this is an information war we've got going on here. This is a war for the minds. This is a reawakening of God's children, us. So I gotta go to the battlefields. That's just the way it is. And many of you get mad at me for doing work here on YouTube and on Facebook. But folks, look, if I was just to do everything on Rumble and X and stuff like that, it's just an echo chamber, okay? And for some reason, I get the two platforms that I get the most censored on, believe it or not, is on Truth Social and on X. I've completely abandoned Truth Social. I had posts on Truth Social. I wasn't even getting a view. I would do 4 posts and I'd get 1 view on 4 posts. And then on X, I've got 2,000 follows on X. It may not be a lot, but I'm lucky to get for a post to reach 20 people on X. So those are just little, X, I'm still sticking with that because there is a decent amount of people there, but I don't put much time into it. So just understand, folks, I go where I can reach people. Because what good is it doing if I'm only reaching people on the right? I need to reach our brothers and sisters on the left. Folks, they are being just as propagandized as everybody is. If anything, they've fallen more under the propaganda because they tend to believe government. There was a time when the left absolutely hated government and did not trust government at all. And it was typically the conservatives that were the ones sucking on the government boot. And things have changed. Now it's the lefties that are sucking on the government boot. And it's probably just depends on who's in power, and I get that, okay? I do. But, folks, I'm here to wake up all of us. Because, see, folks, I'm not affiliated with the right or the left. And I catch crap for this, too. I've told you, I'm a centrist. I don't mean I only I only take a centrist view on everything. Some of my beliefs tend to lean on the left and some tend to lean on the right. However, I'm not polarized to the far left or the far right. I hope this is understandable to some of you that, and folks, look, it's not you on YouTube that's coming at me. It's my content on Facebook I'm speaking to. This is where I get attacked by the right and the left. And if you want to be honest, some of the most despicable comments I've ever gotten towards me in the DMs have been from people on the right. Because I trigger them by telling them that the Old Testament God is the devil, that the Old Testament God is a Canaanite God. That God was a storm God. That's why oftentimes Yahweh is depicted as coming in the clouds and with thundering voices. And if you really want to know, if you really want to dig into the worship of the Israelites, you'll find that they were into volcano worship also. And a lot of that got added into the persona of Yahweh. Think about it, folks. When Moses goes up the mountain and you got all the fire and rumbling and the smoke above it. Folks, it's a freaking volcano. Wake up. My God. They were deifying a volcano. These were not specially selected people. They were a minor tribe. A minor tribe, folks. They were not even powerful at the time. Now, they gained a little bit of wealth and power and land over time because they were a warlike people, and they're liars and manipulators like they've always been. They were a merchant people like they still are now. They're heavily tied in with the Phoenicians, who happen to be connected to the Hittites and the Canaanites. See, these were not some special people that were chosen by the creator of all, folks. No. They were chosen by their God, Yahweh. Their God, Yahweh, was Enlil. The Sumerian god Enlil, the Anunnaki, the Atlantean, whatever you want to call him. He chose them as his people to use in his wars against his other family members who had their peoples who they were warring with him also. Okay? None of these are the creator of all. Allah is Nanar Sin. Allah is not the creator of all. Yahweh is not the creator of all. These were humanoids, technologically advanced humanoids that manipulated mankind. They literally genetically modified the human species, and they put the God gene in us. We all have it. It makes man have a propensity to want to worship an entity, a God. That was put in us, in our genetics, folks, artificially. Just like our telomeres. 2 of our telomeres were fused together, which limited our age, how old we can get to, caps it at 120 years. Genetics, modern geneticists understand all of this, okay? They're the ones who found the God gene, the worship gene. Folks, you have been manipulated your whole life. Your generations have been manipulated. See, folks, we reincarnate on our earth many times. We choose to come here and experience this realm. It's like a video game. It's like a classroom. It's like many things. But part of the rules of the game is you come here and you are cut off from your higher self, because your whole conscious energy, body, your whole spirit, whatever you want to call it, is multidimensional, folks. And it cannot all reside in the human body. This is only a fraction of your spirit operating the human avatar. Part of you, of your higher self, is that voice in your head. That's the self that's controlling the avatar. It's the self that's outside of the headset, if you want to call the body the avatar in the simulation. when you think that that's angels or God giving you directions to do things, like the proverbial angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder, I have explained this profusely. That positive voice, the one giving you good direction, trying to push you from not sinning, from not going down bad paths, that is your higher self. That is not an angel. That is not God. That is you, folks. That's you. These people that do all this channeling and I'm channeling Zetos from planet ZRB and all this stuff, folks, that channeling is people channeling their higher self. Now, maybe it masked itself to not ruin the game as some other name or entity, but it's them, folks. Who knows? Maybe that's their name in another dimension. Who knows? But we have really complicated, like New Age spirituality and religion have both complicated and muddied the waters, folks. It's really not that complicated. That higher self is what gives you cheat codes about this realm. It's what whispers in your ear. It's what gives you intuition. It's what gives you direction in the game when you're off the path. Now, then many of you would contend then, well then what is that part, that devil on the other shoulder? That's Satan, that's Lucifer, it's the demons, it's this, it's the fallen angels. I mean, my God, on and on and on. We go with the same BS. Folks, I've explained this also. That is your beast self, your beast form, which comes from the human body, from the third dimension. That's your lower self. That's your shadow side. When you take on the beast, 666, when you enter this realm, you enter the beast. The beast is the human body. And the beast acts on instinct. It has animal lusts and desires. It lusts for food. It lusts for material things, for protection, for comfort. It lusts for sex, for copulating, for expansion of a species. It lusts for war, for conflict, over territory, to be the big dog, you know what I'm saying, on the block. And for some, that's intellectual. For some, it's physical. Folks, that is your lower self. That is the beast. Why do you think on Monster cans it says unleash the beast? Folks, your body is the beast. Because when you get a caffeine buzz, a rush, your body likes that. It gives it an artificial boost. It releases dopamine and chemicals. The body craves that dopamine, folks. That's where addictions come from, because the body, the beast, craves addiction. See, folks, when you come into the beast, into the body, your higher self is battling with your animal instincts, your lower self. Your higher self and your lower self. Do you get it? As above, so below. See, folks, you've always been Neo. You've always been the Christ. But you've always been the devil at the same time. The eternal battle within that plays without. As below, or as above, so below, as within, so without. Folks, I hope I'm simplifying this as much as I possibly can. We have been conditioned. See, you could call them the game masters if you want. The game master's job is to get you to forget the higher self. Their job is to get you to go deeper and deeper within the animal self, the dark side, the lower vibrational half of you. It gets you to go deeper into the beast. That's why everything in our society is designed to give you treats, dopamine rushes and such, to get you to sin, to get you to give into animal desires. Why do you think, I know I can't even say the word because it is apparently another censored word, but you know, where you go onto your computer or in magazines, and like we did in the old days, you know, that has humans uncovered and doing certain acts. I hope you can read between the lines, folks. I know the fascists are controlling censorship. I get it. It is what it is. We work with it because it's all we got to work with. Why do you think it's free? Because. And why do you think children can get easy access to it now with their phones and tablets? Because, folks, it awakens that animal lustful desire within the beast, the human body. See, folks, in a way, we are the fallen angels. I'm not saying we are the watchers or the ones that were supposed to come manage this realm, but they interacted directly in spirit form without going through the human portal, through the female portal. No, but in a way, we are kind of the fallen angels if you think about it. We left our higher state, our higher vibrational realm, you could call it heaven, and we journeyed to this lower vibrational realm and entered the beast, the body, the flesh. And when we do that, we take on the desires of the flesh, the beast, the lower vibrational form. And we become corrupted by it. Now, those watchers, those true fallen angels that came down, that were supposed to manage the game, they got involved in the game. See, they didn't go through the female portal, folks, like you're supposed to enter the game. They were like hackers that hacked into the game instead of going in through the login screen to get on into the game the proper way. And they came in with all the powers of the programmers. They didn't come in through the female portal and get cut off from the Akashic records, from the knowledge of the universe that we're directly interfaced in with when we're in our spirit self, outside of the body. When people have NDEs, they all say, folks, one of the first things they notice that they experience when they're out of the body is that all of a sudden they get a massive interface or download of information. It's like they say it's almost too much to even comprehend. That all of a sudden you understand all the sciences and the whys and the hows and the, all of that knowledge gets re-accessed and re-uploaded. And this is what they say, folks. Okay? So, but when you come into the beast, you are cut off from all of that. And why? Why? You ask, well, why is that? Well, why not, folks? You choose to come here to play the game, right? So you got to play by the rules of the game. And the rules of the game are that you're not supposed to know all that you know. Because what fun is the game if you already know everything? That would be like playing a puzzle game and you already know all the puzzles before you even play them. So you can cheat. You get it? However, your higher self sometimes gives you cheat codes and direction. That's that voice. Folks, I'm trying to simplify this as much as I can. Am I going into specific quantum physics terms and talking about this? There have been scientific studies on NDEs, on quantum physics, on all this, folks. Do I really got to go into the double slit experiment? No, folks, if you're with me at this point, you already get what I'm talking about. I'm just hoping there's a few of you out there that are on the fence, like are kind of like, well, they're still kind of caught on that religious like fence post or that trust the science fence post. And, you know, they're either totally invested in the flesh or they think through their religion that they're totally spiritual, or they're one of these new age spiritualists that love and light like a parrot, not realizing that they're in the freaking flesh body. They're literally, part of them is the shadow. It's the dark. We are the light and we are the dark. Kind of like a lot of your hero, you know, a lot of you that think Yahweh's your hero, your God. Just like he says, I do great good and I do great evil. I'm the light, I'm the dark. I do all. What do you think you do? The same thing, folks. Like, look, we are immortal, conscious beings. We have the ability to jump bodies. We have the ability to animate avatars in different dimensions and on different worlds. The Anunnaki understood this when they created their slave race, their worker race, to replace the work of the Igigi, the Anunnaki's worker class. They created human beings to replace the Igigi, to become the worker slave class, like we're planning on doing with robotics and AI, folks. It's just that they created a biological robot, and they put the operating system was biological, the brain. We plan on doing the same thing, but through silicon and metal. Same thing, folks. But see, what the Anunnaki realized, and you'll find this all in the Atrahasis. If you don't read it and study it, then you have no clue what I'm talking about. Or you can just dismiss it saying that's demon garbage, like a lot of Christians always tell me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the demons went 4,000 years before your book was written, and they wrote all of the original stories and all of the original information down on hundreds of thousands of clay tablets and in stone, just so that a chosen race could come around 500 BC and claim to be the chosen ones of God that had all the knowledge. And then people pretend like their scribes wrote all this shit down real time when all they did was adapted it off of the cuneiform. See, you guys have all been tricked and pimped. Don't you get it? That's part of the game. Don't you get it? It's figuring it out. But ultimately, I believe the real aim of this game is to reawaken what we are. And once you realize what we are, you have ultimate dominion over the quantum field and over this realm, folks. Now, I'm not saying you wave your hand like a magic wand and I want a brand new Lamborghini. You know, oh, see, it didn't happen. You're lying to me. You said I could manifest instantly whatever I want. Okay, if you want that Lamborghini, then get your ass to work, because everything's an energy exchange in this realm. If you truly want that Lamborghini, and that's your life's goals and desires, I mean, it's kind of low vibrational, very materialistic, I would say, then what are you going to do? Because see, the universe doesn't give you anything for free, folks. The quantum field doesn't give you anything for free. Everything is an energy exchange in this realm. That's why in the movie The Matrix, people were being used as batteries. What do you think we are being used as, folks? Batteries. Human resources. Same damn thing, folks. See, if you want that Lamborghini that bad, well, you better start using that mind, and you better start figuring out a plan. You may need to start a business up. Then you may need to design that, what you're going to do, and then you need to command the quantum field to work with you with dominance and command over that quantum field, because you're a child of God, a fractal of source. Now, what's going to happen is if you truly have that desire and you have plans on, and at least a roadmap of how you want to eventually get that Lamborghini, now what's going to happen is the universe, the quantum field, will start opening doors for you. Now, your animal desires enjoys comfort and protection and is afraid to take risks. So it's going to make you lazy and not want to actually walk through those doors that get opened. Now, if you do walk through those doors that open and you start networking and connecting with people that have similar desires and that are working towards similar goals, or maybe they've already done it, then eventually you will build a business where you can afford a Lamborghini. And there you go. You just manifested it. See, nothing's given for free, folks. What fun would this realm be to come play it if everything was just given to you? See, you're on the hero's journey, folks. You got to learn that you have to first awaken to what you are, and then you have to understand how the game is played. See, the reason why the people that run the world, the 1%ers, have control most of the world's wealth, yes, some of those are by evil means and some of it's generational wealth. However, some of those people figured out how to play the game. And they figured out how to manipulate the quantum field. Now, they may call it something else, the ether or whatever. Or they just may have figured out the way to manipulate people and manipulate situations. See, you can interact with this realm, folks, the quantum field, through negative or positive energy. This isn't just like, oh, you only get stuff if you're evil or you only get stuff if you're good. No, folks, it's not that. Don't you get it? The game doesn't care if you're good or evil. It's how you apply it, and it's the dominion you take over it. Now, if you're one of these people constantly by your bed every night praying to God, please, Yahweh, bring me money. Please, I'm going to lose my house. Please, Yahweh, do this, do that for me. Folks, for one, you're giving your prayer energy to Enlil. You're giving it to another entity who is not the creator of all. And two, you're begging. When you're begging, you're like a dog begging for a treat. Sometimes the master might give you a little snippet, a little treat, but a lot of times you get ignored. See, folks, you got to take dominion over the quantum field. Now, if you go back, I actually went into detail about that. If you really want to truly understand how to manifest, go back and listen to that video. I explained it. And we've talked about the beast here. And this ties into the beast system. Now, they're trying to take us into the next phase of taking us deeper in the beast, and that's transhumanism. I also break down the beast in Revelation. Go back and watch that video or listen to that video. But folks, what I try to do is, look, I research daily, a wide variety. I don't just do quantum physics or ancient religions or ancient text or metaphysics or mystery school teachings or hermetic teachings. I do them all the time, folks. Like I study NDEs. I'm trying to get the big picture, and then what I try to do is I try to simplify it for you. Because many of you, I get it, you don't have the time to research as much as I do. I get that. Now, when I say read the Atra Hasis, folks, you can do that in less than an hour. You can read it and study it in less than an hour. Now, if you can't invest that in one of the most important detailed accounts of our human origins, then, I mean, whatever. I go listen to it. You can pull it up on YouTube. There are people that do readovers like where you can just listen to them read it verbatim, the translated tablet. Listen to it while you're working on a project at home. Put it on your phone, put it on a speaker. While you're floating around your pool, while you're out hiking. Have it playing it in your ear. I mean, folks, if you're too lazy to read, and I don't mean that derogatory, I get it. We have crazy lives. Trying to survive right now. Some of us are working 2-3 jobs. I get that. Listen to it in your car on the way home to work or on the way to work. But folks, when I say you need to study this, I'm telling you, if you want to understand what I'm teaching you, then you'll understand it. The Atra Hasis explains how we are a hybridized race, how we were created as a worker race. Now, I don't mean our higher selves. I don't mean our conscious energy. I mean the human body, the beast, the human resource, that they would call it in modern terms. Back then, they called it a slave. That's what we were created as, folks. You may not like that. You may hate that. But it is what it is. It's in the tablets. And these things are thousands of years older than your Bible. Folks, the Bible is loosely based off the tablets, okay? It's the Reader's Digest version of the cuneiform. I don't understand why this is so hard for people to understand. I mean, I get this every time. People say, well, that's because the demons wrote the cuneiform and they were trying to trick people. They knew eventually people would get the Bible and then they would try to trick people by them thinking that even though these tablets were only really released to the public here in the last 100 years. I mean, George Smith, some of the first translators that broke the cuneiform code, it was in the mid to late 1800s, folks. And these really didn't hit the public, fully translated tablets into the zeitgeist, you could call it, until about the mid 50s and 60s, around there. Then some people started getting interested in it. Then there was this dude called Zachariah Sitchin. He was already studying the Aramaic and the Hebrew. And then he got a hold of some of these tablets, these translations from George Smith and other sources. And he started reading them and he started seeing, holy crap, this is a technological race. This is not what we were told in the Bible, or at least was loosely explained in the Bible. And then he started building his own theories. And that's what everybody says nowadays. He made all that up. Folks, he came up with his own theories, just like I do, just like a lot of people out here do. Because when you read all these sources, you start to build your own theories. There's nothing wrong with that, folks. But do I agree with everything Zachariah came up with? No. Some stuff was spot on, but the thing he did was he awakened humanity to these tablets. He put it in the pop culture, okay? And now you got churches losing their freaking minds because, my God, their lies of their control of the narrative is starting to crumble. And they're sending out their people like little soldiers to try to put out the fires of oh my God, these ancient alien people, these cuneiform tablet people, they're popping up everywhere. Oh my God, and now the Nag Hammadi's spreading, or the Gnostic texts, oh my God. See, they tried to get rid of all this information, folks. Why do you think the mystery schools always hid the mystery school teachings from the public? Because they knew that the systems, that the powers that be were controlling humanity by hiding this information from them and manipulating the information. They were giving them, the public, stories to follow. And they knew that these mystery school teachings, if they let too many people know that they had the knowledge, that they would find where they had all these books and stuff hidden and they would destroy them. So they had to work in secret. It was like a secret order. Folks, not all secret orders are evil. I hope you get that, right? Right? The founding fathers, yes, I know they're Masons. Not all of them were Masons. Some of them were. But they worked in secret behind the British's back, behind the British monarchy's back, to foment the revolution, okay? Not everything done in secret is evil. I know some of you think that. Like everything that's, oh my God, every order is... Folks, what do you think your church is? It's a cult. What denomination is Lutheran? Catholic? I mean, they're all cults, folks. They're just different. I mean, you have thousands of different denominations based on one book, which has been translated over and over, thousands of times over. Meanings have been lost. Not all the books are, some books are in one, some of the books are in another. Oh, and by the way, a Mason, Sir Francis Bacon, was the main editor in the King James Version of the Bible. A lot of things were changed in the KJV version. And then, of course, you had an emperor, Constantine, that was the one that actually put the Council of Nicaea together to make that the state religion of Rome. And what did they do? They balled up sun worship, Mithra worship, Sol Invictus. They balled up Anunnaki worship, Zoroastrian teach. See, all these faiths at the time, folks, were all centered in that same area of the world, around the Mediterranean and into the Middle East, Mesopotamia, all those, and into Persia. All those areas, folks, were trading with each other, ideas, religions, all those merged. And what they did was, at the Council of Nicaea, they took all the heads of all these religions and they balled it up into a state religion that they created under the banner of Rome. And then they handed the scepter over from the ruling class to the religious ruling class. And then, of course, we all know what happened. Once you had the iron-fisted control of a state religion at the head of power, the Holy Roman Empire, right? Then you had the Inquisitions, and you had the genocide of peoples all around the world that didn't want to bow down to that religion, okay? For all of you that have this romanticized view of Christianity, folks, Christianity, and I'm not talking about Yeshua, so get that right, okay? I'm talking about the state-created religion is responsible for genocide worldwide. If you haven't figured that out, you need to start learning. For all of you that have this romantic view, like, oh no, it was the Christians that were persecuted. Yeah, they were before Constantine made it the state religion. Then they started killing and going after and persecuting all the people that didn't follow the state religion. Do you not get it, folks? You have been pimped to the max, and I'm just trying to break it to you. Hate me if you want. Get mad at me if you want. Send me nasty DMs if you want. I know most of you that are regulars with me, you guys get it, okay? Because it resonates with you. Those of you that get really angry about all this, it's because I'm striking a nerve. Because there's there's part of you. There's something telling you. So you got one part of you that's trying to yank you back and hold that control in, and then you're going to lash out at me and get angry at me about what I say. How dare you talk about Yahweh that way? He's not the devil. Oh, what? No. How dare you say that the cuneiform was the original text? Oh, the Bible is. The Bible's the total truth. I only researched the Bible. But deep in your heart, like hell, for instance, was man-made, right? But deep in your soul, something's telling you, wow, this guy is onto something. And there's a crack starting into that hard, that shield of faith you put around you, that based on a state religion that was created 2,000 years ago. Part of you is starting to feel that crack, and it's starting to itch, and it's starting to bother you. And then all of a sudden, one day, you go and actually read the Atrahasis. You go read the Epic of Gilgamesh, Inanna's descent into the underworld, the Enuma Elish, the Sumerian Kings list, the Epic of Etana. You actually go and start reading some of these famous tablets, and then you start realizing, holy shit, my book is based on all this. Wow, here's the flood story with a lot more context than you find in the Bible. And then you find out, wow, the so-called chosen people aren't chosen at all. They're just liars. That's it. They're master manipulators. And they were merchants of old, and they're merchants now running the banking system that enslaves all of humanity. And then all of a sudden you start realizing, wow, that Old Testament God, he may not actually be a good guy. He actually may be the devil. Have you ever wondered why in Revelation it says that even the faithful would be deceived by the Antichrist? You ever wonder why that? How even the elect could be? And why is there such a small number of elect? Well, if even that small number of elect could be deceived, why, folks? Because you're all under an illusion of lies. You all worship the devil. Don't you get it? You're already, when you call on that character, you're worshiping the devil. The god of the air, Enlil, the commander of earth. Not God, not the creator of all, just a pretender that you guys have worshipped forever since you were a kid. Because that's what you were taught in school, in Sunday school. So, I mean, I can't hate you for that. That is what it is. I mean, trust me, folks. If you ever wonder why I'm so vehemently, involved in this, why I get so worked up about it, it's because I was there, folks. I was the most hardest core Bible researcher you could imagine for a young person. Front to back, back to front, studying it every day in detail. Way more than your pew sitters do. 90% of your pew sitters don't do shit. They don't even pick their Bible up. Hell, a lot of them are so lazy, they'll get these little cards that every day there's one little verse they read. Okay, John 2.5. Let me read that verse. Oh, I did my Bible study for the day. That's what most of your people are. And they're the ones that attack me the most. You know why? Because they've never researched shit in their life. They just take what they're told. They take that pill and swallow it. So, hey, folks, if I upset you, oh well. I'm not even going to say sorry because I'm speaking truth. Straight up truth from the Spirit. And some of you, you're going to feel it. Okay? And honestly, this kind of went away from what I originally wanted to talk about, but I think it was very powerful because I think people need to wake up and realize what humans were created for. However, also realize the power that we are and the power we have, and to understand this true battle between light and dark, good and evil, the higher and the lower, the spirit and the flesh. Is that not what Yeshua taught? I mean, why do you think he taught so much about denying the flesh? Folks, it's the beast. Do you not get it? It's the low vibrational self. It's the animal instinct. So anyways, folks, I'm already way past. I need to get into work here before I'm late. So, hey guys, but I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember, I'm still doing that thing. Let's have some one-on-ones. You wanted one-on-one Zoom with me? Let's talk about this. You can ask me your own questions. Because I can't answer all the DMs I get, folks. I can't answer all of the comments people make under my posts. You realize, folks, that my content generates hundreds of questions a day directed towards me. I answer some, but not all, and not in detail. However, you want to have a deep chat with me, you want to pick my brain, and you want me to hear your theories and your research, cool, man. Let's do it. Donate $25. We'll spend a half an hour on Zoom. Donate $50 to the cause to help build Exit the Matrix. We'll talk for an hour, okay? And if you want to go beyond that, fine. I had one person 3 hours, $150. Did a lot, that helps. I'm willing to give you that time. Now, we may have to wrangle a time that works for both of us, but hey, reach out to me. If you really want to help the page, that's what you can do, okay? I do have some sponsors I work with. You'll find their links on Facebook. I've been tiptoeing around YouTube, so I haven't been posting a lot of that here, but most of my stuff you'll find on Facebook. So anyways, guys, you have a great day.